Okay, thanks for joining me again. This time I'm going to talk about navigating your model and making sure everything is displayed properly. So basically the navigating the graphics inside of ANSYS. So simplest navigation is the stuff that you kind of associate with CAD models, how to pan, rotate, zoom, that kind of thing. So first I will go over the mouse commands that do not involve hitting the keyboard. So if we use the left mouse and click and drag, nothing really. Same thing with the scroll button. But if you right click and drag, you're going to make this little box. So that's going to zoom into that box that you draw. So if you accidentally right click and drag somewhere, say over here, you're going to zoom into black space. And sometimes that'll happen. So what you want to do if that happens is hit this little fit view right here, this magnifying glass, and that'll bring it back into shape. So next is if you hit the control button on your keyboard and then use the mouse, you can do a lot more things. So if you hit control and use the left click, you can pan your model. So control and left click and drag will pan the model. Control and holding down the scroll button will actually give you this zoom spin feature. So if you hit the control button on the keyboard, press down the scroll button, and then go left and right, you can rotate about the axis that's coming between the screen and your face, I guess. And if you move the mouse up and down while you're holding control and the scroll button down, you can zoom. So that's why we get this kind of weird thing here. Anyway, so control, scroll button down, up and down, zoom, left and right is rotate, and then control button and right click allows you to just rotate your model freely like in a CAD program. So again, that was control button, and then hold down the right click on the mouse and rotate around. There's also shortcuts for zooming and panning on the right here. So this is just these different views you can see. So isometric, oblique, different faces, front, right, etc., etc. So that'll give you a quick way to pan around. Again, I'm control right clicking to scroll around. And then this is the fit view. That'll just put it back into view if you lose it. And this is the zoom. So you can click that and left click to zoom into a box. Anyways, there's also this zoom in and out button here. There's the pan model left and right and up and down buttons. So all those things, and this is rotates. So if you want to do a generic rotate around the x-axis or the y-axis, whatever, those buttons are here as well. So the next thing is displaying the objects you want to display. So right now I've got I use a solid element, and I just created a generic brick shape. So it's actually a volume. So there's this the plot menu up here, this plot tab, will allow you to plot specific items. So if I wanted to plot just the key points, I could go to plot key points and click key points, and it would show just the little dots that create my volumes. So basically the corners of my cubes. If I wanted to see what numbers those are, like say I get an error code, hopefully I've gone over that later, it's in another video, but if the error code says too much, degree of freedom at this node or this key point, you can go to plot controls and numbering, and you can number, key points, lines, areas, volumes, etc., etc. So that'll be too much, so I'm just going to number the key points and the volumes, and we'll click those both on. And then down here it says replot, which is good, so I hit OK. Now I've got these numbers showing up, so those are my key point numbers. So key point 4, 6, 27, etc., etc. You notice these ones are used for both shapes, so they have kind of two numbers smashed on top of each other. It's not that, a little bit confusing there. But again, if I wanted to put the volume back in view, I can go to plot volumes. And then I've got those three different volumes that are all color-coded. So if I wanted to plot just the areas, I can have areas showing up. This is an artifact from an old model. I actually had it on another video. I had 3 blocks here and I deleted one, but it's showing back up. Looks like those areas are still saved. But the volume is not, so interesting. And again, if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to show just the volume numbers. Looks like they're not showing up, which isn't that great. Let's see if I can do area numbers. Alright, there we go. I've got these areas. So A1, A19, etc., etc. So if I wanted to show everything at once, Or if, say, you can't figure out how to make your model display, like if you've chosen, plot nodes or something, those are the nodes that are all in my mesh. So every single one of those is an intersection of one of my mesh lines. So anyway, say I didn't know how to get the model back, I could go to plot multiplots, and that would plot everything. So areas, volumes, nodes, key points, it shows everything. But to keep it simple, we'll just, plot volumes or something. And turn those off again, plot, control, numbering, check the box that you want. So that's all there is to manipulating your model, and thanks for watching.